The ATF just put out a notice that it plans to literally change the definition of a rifle. Understand that if they do this and you have a gun with a stabilizing brace on it and you don't either destroy your gun, turn it into the ATF, attach a longer barrel, or register your gun with the government and pay the government a $200 tax, you'll become a felon. What the ATF is trying to do has nothing to do with safety. They're pushing Joe Biden's gun control agenda because the ATF doesn't have to go through Congress to change rules. The stabilizing brace was designed by SB Tactical. They designed a brace so that injured veterans can stabilize large pistols with short barrels. In 2012, the ATF approved the use of the stabilizing brace on large pistols with short barrels and said that the stabilizing brace is not, and I repeat, is not a stock, but a pistol stabilizing brace. Currently, if you have a rifle that has a stock and has a barrel that is less than 16 inches, it's considered a short-barreled rifle or an SBR. And the ATF requires that you register all short-barreled rifles, pay a $200 tax, and then wait 1 to 3 months before you can actually own it. For some reason, the ATF thinks short-barreled rifles are more dangerous than longer-barreled rifles, even though bullets actually have more power coming out of longer-barreled rifles than they do shorter barrel rifles. This goes to show you how disingenuous these gun control laws are. So if my rifle has a barrel that's 16 inches or longer, I don't have to pay the $200 tax. But if my rifle has a barrel that's less than 16 inches, I have to register it and pay a $200 tax because somehow my rifle with a shorter barrel is more dangerous than my other rifle with a longer barrel. But if I pay the government $200, magically, my dangerous short-barreled rifle isn't dangerous anymore. Now, I may not be the smartest person in the room, but that kind of sort of sounds like extortion. Now, it's one thing to extort the US citizens, but the ATF knew it would be a very bad look for the US government to extort injured veterans by requiring them to register and pay a $200 tax simply because their guns have a stabilizing brace, which helps them overcome the injuries that they only have because they were fighting for this country. So, the ATF approved stabilizing braces on large pistols with short barrels and said that they don't turn guns into rifles. Naturally, injured veterans started buying guns with stabilizing braces on them, and guess who else bought them? Everyone else. Compared to stocks, stabilizing braces suck, mainly because they weren't designed to be stocks. They were designed to be stabilizing braces. The same way Viagra was designed to treat hypertension, yet men around the world use it to make their manhood stand at attention. That being said, stabilizing braces were better than nothing. So people started buying guns with stabilizing braces on them and putting the braces to their shoulder to shoot the gun. The stabilizing brace not only helped injured veterans, it also exposed the stupidity of short-barreled rifle laws. So in 2014, caught between a rock and a hard place, the ATF put out a letter explicitly saying that using a stabilizing brace like a stock doesn't actually make it a stock. Fast forward to 2021, and now Joe Biden's in office. And we have only 2 shootings where the shooter had a brace on their gun that did not make them more lethal. And guess what the ATF is saying now? The ATF now wants to classify guns with stabilizing braces as rifles, which would trigger the registration and $200 tax, not only for new purchases, but for every stabilizing brace that doesn't meet its vague, ambiguous, and arbitrary definition. And that is like 10 to 40 million. Here's the messed up part. This won't hurt people with money. They'll just pay the tax. But people who don't have that much money and can't afford to pay the $200 tax will either have to destroy the gun or give it to the government. God forbid you have multiple guns with stabilizing braces, you have to pay $200 for each one of those. So, what can you do to stop this? Well, 5 months ago, the ATF tried to do the same thing, but the gun community raised so much hell, they withdrew the letter. Now they feel emboldened because Joe Biden is in office, and Joe Biden hates the Second Amendment. So, they're trying it again. This time, we need to be even louder. The way you do this is by submitting a comment to the ATF today. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. The ATF has to have a period where they accept comments from the public before implementing a rule change. I'll have a link to where you could submit your comment to the ATF telling them why this rule change is a violation of your 2A rights. Now, please be respectful because they'll look for any reason to throw your comment out. After you do this, share this video with as many people as you can so that more people can see it and submit their own comments. It has worked before, and if we come together as a community, it can definitely work again. I know how frustrated and anxious you feel with the current coordinated attacks against your right to protect yourself and your family. The helpless feeling not knowing how far they're going to go and not knowing what you can do to stop it. After 15 years of advocacy, I've been there before. That's why I need you to let my voice be your voice by sharing this video as well as liking and commenting your thoughts below. After you like and leave a comment, you'll help the algorithm reach more people who will understand that by protecting our 2A rights, we're protecting all of the rights. If you're looking for where to purchase your Guns Are Essential merchandise, as well as other Pro 2A designs that will get you the most high fives and yes, some side eyes, click the link in the description and join my email list for giveaways and important 2A information you won't want to miss. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, make sure you hit that bell symbol.